What's going on, guys? It's time for another horror film review. Today we're going to be talking about the beloved, The Cabin in the Woods. It was released April 13th, 2012, produced and co-written by Joss Whedon, and it was co-written and directed by Drew uh, Goddard, I think this name. Yeah, the guy who did Bad Times at El Royale, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield Paradox, The Martian, World War Z. That guy. Yeah, and it had a box office earnings of $66.5 million, which it was somewhat successful, but yeah. So a lot of people love this movie. If you're not sure what Cabin in the Woods is, basically, there's a group of friends and they go for a weekend getaway. They're like college students that go, and they basically stay in the cabin in the woods and follow every horror film trope, and then yeah, but then slowly, two of them start realizing something's not right, and they end up uncovering that the cabin is actually a simulation with a secret government organization controlling monsters and killing people, which they do like once a year for a sacrifice to please some gods. Yeah, it was quite a weird movie. I didn't like this movie when it first came out. I hated it, and I'm still not that big into it. Um, yeah, so it takes a while for stuff to happen. So this film makes fun of a lot of like slasher film tropes and stuff. So the first like hour is like a slasher movie film, both like a zombie slasher, zombie killing people basically, and yeah, so yeah, it's like a typical slash for the most part. But then once you get to see like the monsters running loose in the facility and them learning that they have to please a god and stuff, it gets a little more interesting. But overall, I just didn't think it was that good. Like I love like the practical effects and stuff that they did in this film. It's really good, and the acting's pretty good. You got a cameo from Sigourney Weaver, and there's some pretty good uh, acting. I even got like a pre-Marvel Chris Hemsworth in there, and yeah. But overall, I just thought it like the slasher part was so boring and dull to me. And then once they start bringing in the other creatures, it got a little more interesting, but it just wasn't for me. I don't think this film. I know a lot of people who absolutely love this movie. Me, I'm not such a big fan of this. Like, I love creature features, I love horror, but this was just not my thing. I just thought it was boring and slow. And then like even with like the monster attacking people and stuff, some of them were mute parts were amusing, but for the most part, yeah, it was just like random, and uh it was a cool like jolt to change that, to do the shoehorn all that in to the story. But yeah, but it was just something I wasn't into, and I'm still not into, and I just not a huge fan of this film. I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 5. Simple as that. But there's a trailer link down below if it sounds like something you're interested in. Also, link down below is my Instagram, so that's where I post video clips of films I'm gonna review in the future. All my stories. I have the film title, hashtag, and subgenre of film, and a hashtag so you're aware of it. Also, linked down below is my letterbox at Derek P Reviews. What's going on with my hair? But yeah, and yeah, that's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. So yeah, check out those two platforms to stay up to date with this channel. Like this video, share it with more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any, and if you have any films or film franchises in any genre that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. So yeah, and make sure you yeah, subscribe, because we find something weird, obscure, and odd that you never thought of checking out together, or so hear my opinions on popular films, somewhat like this one, and classic films as well, and reviews on other things. So make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell, because we're gonna be talking about more like horror thrillers for a little while, and I'm going to tackle one that a lot of people hated, so I think I might like it. So we're going to be checking out the house at the end of the street. So make sure you ring that bell to tune in for that review and hear my opinions on that one as well. But for now, that's it for this one. I just wasn't into the cabin in the woods, and I still aren't. So it's still not like that big for me. So yeah, we'll see how the next one turns out though. So yeah, watch out for all those crazy monsters and the government's controlling them. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. Cheers.